Welcome back to Major Misconduct here on 360 Winnipeg. I'm Curt along with Scott Taylor. And Scott, of course, is the television voice of the Winnipeg Goldeyes on Shaw. You do a lot of the games, don't you?
20 games, yeah. 20 games a year.
And it's fun to watch, particularly when it's raining and cold and you don't want to go to the park.
Yeah.
But actually, otherwise,
that's what my boss says.
It's just a tremendous place to go. And it was a tremendous place to go for quite a while, if you believe in winning, because the Goldeyes had something going. Since the last little while, things haven't been quite so rosy.
Yeah, they lose 4 straight to Fargo, and Fargo gets right back into the race. Then the Goldeyes win 6 in a row and barely stay ahead of Fargo. Then they lose 2 in a row on the weekend because they can't get any timely hits, and boy, you need timely hits in all levels of baseball, but certainly in minor league baseball. And because they couldn't get the hits when they needed them, they lost 2 straight and found themselves out of first place for the first time in 53 days. Now 1 game back of a Fargo team that has won 12 straight because nobody gets more timely hits than the Fargo Moorhead Redhawks. And right now, the Goldeyes have to seriously consider what they're putting out on the field. This is still a good team. It's 32-22. There's nothing wrong with them. But Rick Forney's got to make some quick decisions. Do I go with what I have, or do I start looking around because I've got some guys I might need to replace? I've got automatic outs at the bottom of the lineup these days. My top 7 hitters seem to be fine. But 8 and 9, you may as well not even send them up there. Just in the old days when we were kids playing on the playground, Bobby and Sally don't get to bat. They just sit down because they're out anyway. They're automatic outs. And right now, at the bottom of the order, we've got 2 automatic outs, and that's a problem. And Rick Forney's going to have to address that. I think he's also got a problem with his bullpen. And Rick will defend his bullpen to the death. He will continue to say, if you only score 3 runs, you can't win games in this league. I'm of the belief you need to score 6 every night. And if you score 6 every night, you should win. However, having said that, when the starter leaves you with a 2-run lead going into the 8th, you should be able to hold a 2-run lead. You should be able to get 6 people out before they score 2 runs. And if you can't do that, then I think you've got stress in your bullpen, and I think he's got to address that too.
Okay, so you need a couple of guys at the bottom of the order to hit the ball. You need some relief help. How available is it?
Well, it's virtually not. But having said that, it's not to say that it won't be available in a couple of weeks. There are going to be teams out of the running. There are going to be teams that have said, okay, we can't win with what we have. We either have to look at younger guys for next year, we have to bring guys into our organization that we may have around for a couple of years, or we're tired of paying guys who aren't producing. So what the Goldeyes have to be willing to do is to get out there and be prepared to make some deals and maybe spend a little more money and get closer to the cap, maybe even cheat the last couple of weeks and be over the cap, because it may be the only way they hang in there. It's going to be a tough way to finish the season for Rick. And I don't want to be in his shoes. He's got a good team that's 32-22, but is it as good as Wichita, Grand Prairie, and Fargo? No. So the next question is it as good as Amarillo and Laredo and Sioux Falls? Can it hang in and get the wild card spot? Those are the decisions he has to make, and it's going to be tough down the stretch.
So it should be interesting to see what the Goldeyes do, because really, when you look at it, the playoffs, the end of the season, not that far off.
Not that far away, 6 weeks?
6 weeks goes by pretty quickly, especially in the summer, when it's beautiful, like it has been.
You're right.
You're tuned to Major Misconduct. We'll be right back.